Hey there. So, this is a new series where I take my direct response marketing expertise and I look at meta ads and I look at the funnel and I just share what I see, what I feel is working, what's not working, what I might change about things, what I take away from things. Now, in full disclosure, I can't know truly how a funnel is performing unless I see the data, which is obviously private. That being said, there are things that we can take away. And if I'm working on another client's project, my own projects, there's things I might apply. So I think this is helpful for people who have questions for me about my work and it helps them see what I see. So let's get started. Now, I have in my screen here, I have Facebook up, and I just pulled out this ad that came onto my feed. It's called the tiny course method, and I want to break down the copy here. It starts with how we run ads to strangers. The opening is a little, it's not quite what I would have gone with because there's no real problem or benefit or outcome that's being discussed here. It's just how we run ads to strangers. How do, what about it? How we run ads effectively, how we run ads that do this, that get this amount of spend. Like, really, what is the benefit here and why should somebody care? It's fine if a person is curious, and I would say this opening speaks to more of a curious audience that, hey, they're considering running ads, but this doesn't really do anything to make them stand apart, at least not the opening line here. And as you'll, maybe what I should have done was actually just start with that above the fold text, because as you probably know, you can't see all of this text when you're going through your feed. It's only when you click see more. So how we run ads to strangers, not by spending thousands on ads, not by creating a big website, not yet, not by recording a 12 module course. What I like about this is it's disqualifying other solutions. So if somebody's considering other things, they're like, oh, okay, that might intrigue them, right? It's not these things. I'm still gathering data. And in sales and marketing, really what we're doing is getting a person to say no to other things. Because if you get them to say no to other things, then the consequence of that is that they say yes. Now, could they do a better job with this copy? I think so, but that's okay. Again, the purpose of the ad is just to get the click, to go to the landing page or the VSL page, whatever, and that will do the heavy lifting. They say instead of big products, I sell tiny digital products. I call it tiny courses. Then we go through the method here. Create one simple page, record a 20, 30-minute screen share, keep scaling by adding more tiny courses. The good thing about this is that if somebody is considering making money online, they this removes the constraint of work. 20, 30-minute screen shares, that's not a lot of work, right? Oh, it's like, oh, I just got to sit in front of my computer and I got to record something. I don't even have to necessarily show my face because it's a screen share. Then that's a pretty compelling. They're not trading a lot of their time or their resources to get a result back. No need to do sales calls, high ticket or $997 courses. Think about it. When people buy from cold ads, they don't buy big products. That's true. I think most people find that they don't buy big products. They the trust is not there yet. So you want to build that trust by having something that's a little bit more bite-sized. In this case, tiny courses. Um, and by creating one simple page, again, it's just fewer resources and time commitment on this person. It's not a big step for the person who is considering this particular method. Now, I would say again, if we go back to the top, how we run ads to strangers, that's a different desire than what is being said or implied here because this is more of like a make money, it's more like a business model, like a biz op, right? So there's two different kind of things happening here, and that's okay. When people buy from cold ads, they don't buy big products. They want one tiny solution to one big problem. And that's what you will sell with amazing ads. How exactly? That's why he just said the tiny course method. So he doesn't really talk about the ads themselves. If you notice, it's just like the ads are a means to an end for this biz op, effectively. That's why I teach inside the tiny course method, how to go from total beginner to running amazing ads. With a 20-minute tiny course, you can create in a day. I love that. That really removes a limitation and a concern that these people will have. It's just $35 and you can start selling courses from cold ads like we do. Debatable if you want to include the price in the ad itself. With $35 for most people, that's considered a low ticket purchase. It's considered a non-threatening purchase. They can spend $35 on this and they can spend $35 on something else and on something else. Some people, obviously, $35 is a big purchase price, but we live in an age where that's a meal out. You go get a pizza with friends and that's $35. So let's go to the page, which I actually already did here. Turn your expertise into a pre-sold tiny course to get sales while you sleep. I might have put a little bit more of that concept into this ad itself. Because, like, what are they really trying to sell? The concept of turning your expertise into a profitable business or running ads. That being said, I'm betting that this page runs multiple ads, dozens of ads. They're probably experimenting with that angle. So they're leading with social proof here, which is good. And you'll notice they have this button up front. Get the tiny course method, $35 backed by a lifetime guarantee. In normal circumstances, you would like to remove all the buttons at the start of the page, middle of the page, keep them right at the end of the page, ideally. And the reason for this is you want somebody to consume your sales message and your marketing material. Because if they don't do that, they're not going to agree with the argument that you're presenting as to why their product or service or whatever is the best thing to go with. Here it's just like $35. Now, the reason they can get away with this is because it's a low ticket purchase price. So their rationale is, hey, it's $35. If you want it, like if you're an impulse buyer, and we'll get into that in a moment, then you can just press this button and you can get it and you can consume our product and you can see if we're a right fit for you, if you are effectively buying into our ideology and how we do things. And realistically, that's the best way to go about it. There's no amount of marketing that's better than your offer, than your product. And once they get it, the game is up. And once they get it, that's when they start seeing if what you're saying has merit or if it's just BS, or if it's even for them. Maybe it's good, but it's just not for them. So it's up to you. But here we have, let's go down. Passive income and premium clients from a 20-minute screen share. You don't need a long 12-minute course or a 100-page book to get sales on autopilot. It's not 2019 anymore. All it takes is a 20 to 30-minute screen share and one worldwide ads campaign. Again, I really like that, how it's reducing the complexity of this method. There's kind of two things being talked about here, like, do I want to run ads or do I want passive income and premium clients? Like, which is it, right? Now, those things can go hand in hand, but you can see how there's kind of an incongruency, right? But again, maybe it's working out for them. What is a tiny course? And this just gets into what it is. Think of it as a 15, 20-minute express training. The zero call close, clients are ready to buy, and you can close a sale without getting on the phone. Actually, as I'm doing this and sharing my methods with you and my insight with you, I'm wondering if this is not too dissimilar to what is being sold in this course. I've got this feeling with when marketing, the feeling of not wanting to share too much. So that people would want to book a call with you, join your coaching, buy your next level. Feels off, doesn't it? I like this because this is a real objection that somebody who's tried to make money online or offer their services online will have. I have this objection. I understand this. Tiptoeing around topics, coming up with complex ideas, talking about pain points instead of teaching points. It just doesn't feel like us. Well, here's the good news. A tiny course allows you to never hold back. A tiny course funnel is profitable on its own. No need for upsells. No, go wild teaching, and not surprisingly, when you I don't know if AI wrote this, but it's a little bit choppy. It's a little bit choppy and kind of difficult to consume. And I'm not at all opposed to copy that is written at a rudimentary level because that's easy to consume in most cases, but you actually have to make sense with what you're saying, right? It does have to make some grammatical sense when you switch off desperately selling mode and switch on abundant teaching mode, you get clients reaching out to you without ever sales calls again. And that's ultimately what you want. You want clients reaching out to you. That's what creates the passive part. Like that's what any service provider, copywriter, media buyer, coach, that's what they want. That I would probably have emphasized that actually in the copy a bit more. Um, Notice I finished the tiny course text technique. So we're starting to understand the difference and what makes them different, but we don't really know what it is. It's just like, so I just film a video, like what is the content of that video? Become a tiny course creator, you don't need a funnel. I like how okay, you don't need these things. It's removing a limitation people might have. It's like, well, if I sell my services or things online, I'll need a funnel, I'll need Facebook groups, I'll need viral ads, I'll need all these things, and that costs time, that costs money, that costs time for me to become an expert in. And a lot of biz op language, which is effectively what this is just removing these limitations. You'll notice the biz ops that are like make money online, make money with X sort of thing. It's about removing a lot of those limitations. So one tiny, and the rule of one applies here, especially in business. Business people love one, the concept of one, because they have just so many things going on here. And it's like, hey, look, just give me the one thing that I got to do. I will do it. I will execute on it. So all you need is one tiny course, one tiny funnel, one big ads channel. Set it and forget it. But how I'm doing this, sell a 15-minute tiny course. People love it. People ask for more. Offer group coaching, chill out with my family, VSL, blah, 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 blah. So I like it. So again, it's just like, here's the lifestyle. It's kind of introducing the lifestyle that you will lead with this. And it's the $5 a day method. Again, the $5 a day method removes another limitation that people have. It's like, well, I don't have a lot of money to spend on ads. Do I have to spend it with you? And the answer is, or do I have to spend, how much do I have to spend? And the answer is like, you just have to spend $5 a day. You don't have to spend $500 a day. As you scale up, you will be spending more on this sort of thing. I guarantee it. I guarantee this person running this exact funnel is spending more than $5 a day on ads. And I know, well, I know it. I feel confident in saying that because I've worked on similar offers like this, where they're saying, hey, you just need $5 a day, but they're spending several hundred dollars a day, several $1,000s a day. Now, that being said, for somebody just starting out, I'm sure $5 a day is fine. I know other world-class media buyers and ad writers and ad specialists who do have methods where it's like you just got to spend $5 a day or $20 a day. And it's good. That it can work. It can work. But the reality is, with this particular offer, it's just to get them in the door. Probably on the back end, once they become a client, you upsell them to something else, your full service. And, this is not just a critique of the page itself or the funnel itself, but like of what's happening after the fact. So the business model. Um, and I think here is where they start to make a distinction. Because if you've ever run ads, you know that ad costs are rising, cost per acquisition of acquiring a client, that's rising. And it kind of cuts through the noise and says ads are expensive. Two words, one solution, worldwide ads. This is the mechanism. I would say this is the unique mechanism here. And this is what makes the whole thing work. And again, there's kind of two concepts happening. There's the concept of running ads, but then there's a thing of what we're running ads to. Um, yeah, but I've said that several times now. So worldwide ads, most people don't run worldwide ads. Some smart fans told you to run ads only to the USA, Europe, nah, to European, Asia, nah, too cheap, South America, no amigo, no amigo. 70% of my sales are coming from outside the US. I like this. I like this. And I think this is the crux of the argument here because people are so focused on running to what they call tier one countries, not realizing they're leaving money on the table. There's a whole pool of people that probably aren't being targeted in these countries and they can take advantage of it. And I think that's really the crux of this method here and what makes it stand out. Relying on one company's economy for your entire income seems unstable, unsafe, and also expensive. I would probably elaborate on that with like more examples. Well, everyone is busy buying overpriced USA ads. I'm running ads worldwide and getting an 80% discount on it. That's great. I will do the math for you. It's 10 times more expensive. My conversion rates 2 to 3 times cold traffic. Now there's a problem. Running worldwide ads requires a different strategy. I think what I would go about is I would maybe have different pages for different intentions. If somebody is running ads, um, if somebody's already running ads and they don't like the ad spend that they're getting, I think I would possibly lead with something like this. You could lead with testimonials, which they do. Um, it's just what's top of mind for them? If it's the ad spend itself, if it's the ad spend itself, if it's spending ads themselves, they're already a more sophisticated business person, which is good. And they've already demonstrated that they're willing to spend money. That's a key thing. With a lot of biz op, you're going from somebody who's not spending money. Maybe they've tried other things, but they might be hesitant to spend money. And you're trying to get them to spend money effectively to be a business person. I think Sam Evans calls this going from a civilian to, I don't know, a business person. He just calls non-educated, non-business people civilians, and I think that's a good phrasing for it. But I like how this kind of gets into what makes them different and what makes them actually work. That's the crux of it. By picking your winning tiny course ideas, how to pick your topic, what about your name and pricing? Oh, and a good market. Normally, you'd scavenge forums, read Facebook groups, analyze surveys, forget about that. Again, removing a lot of work that you have to do. Here's my guarantee. If you watch the entire course, 30 minutes, and give me feedback, and he's effectively using this method that he's pitching right here, because he's selling you a tiny course in the tiny course format. This is he or she, maybe it's a he, maybe it's a she, I don't know. This is a temporary bonus. I will choose the name, idea, name, and price point for you, and it will work. I'll do it for $0. I think this is crucial. This is a very good offer because you're not spending a lot of money as it is, and you're getting a head start. And that's where a lot of people don't get started in BizOp. It's like you could have honestly an incredible product, but if they don't get started, it doesn't matter. Most people don't consume things, they don't educate themselves, they don't take action. And that's just a reality of human nature, of humanity, of these markets. Now, I would say that part of the product is doing these things for $0. I really like that. It's not just the copy itself, that's part of the offer. And the offer drives everything. You could have wonderful copy that is trying to sell something that's just not great. As I say, I can polish a turd. I really can polish a turd. And at the end of the day, it's still just a turd. And I'll send you 4 to 5 ideas you can choose to get started. All of them with my selling like hotcakes. So really, this person is holding the buyer's hand. What about recording it? But wait, how do I structure it? How long should it be? Should I include checklists? How to mention? So it's good. I like it. It's going into like, well, what is it? What is like what is this thing, right? What makes it different than me just hopping on Loom? And that's a question I would have. Like, I'm recording this video right now and I'm going to post it to YouTube and social media. But what is the difference between what I'm doing when I take somebody through these pages and some of my thought process versus what they're doing, what this person is doing? How long should it be? Should I include checklists? So it's just covering like, objections and questions, like kind of the procedural questions that people will have. No need slides, no need for a webcam, no need for a fancy mic, check. I'm calling it push pull marketing. He did not. He did not create this concept. Alan Sultanich created this concept. Thank you very much. You can read about it in the Nothing Held Back Facebook group, which I suggest you join if you haven't already. Push, you can go after them with discounts, scarcity, etc. They come to you, which feels aligned and easy. Tiny courses, big profits. Now, he introduces the concept of push versus pull marketing, but he doesn't really explain how this applies here. How I think it would apply is, hey, you're running ads, you have a low barrier to entry, low threatening offer, like very low price point typically, or an affordable price point for people. I think $35. Depending on the country, $35. He is running things worldwide. $35 might be a lot. I've seen those campaigns run to those countries, and it can be a lot. Like that's a mid-ticket to high, maybe not high ticket, but certainly a mid-ticket purchase in certain countries. Pull, they come after you, which feels aligned and easy. I think what he's describing, though, and in my opinion, this doesn't do a good job of elaborating on it. It just kind of drops the concept. Is once they buy it, they will consume your product. You are building trust with them, which is true. They will want to do more business with you. And that's fine, but I think I would have maybe expanded, either removed it or expanded on it. like kind of connected the dots. I don't think it does a good enough job, in my opinion, of connecting the dots. This course is express, no fluff training, and has everything you need. Did ChatGPT write this? No need to get an upsell, no need to hire me for coaching, no need to join a school community or membership. Good. That's, people have been burnt before and, they can smell an upsell, they can smell a pitch. So it puts them at ease. It includes everything you need to become a successful tiny course creator. A tiny course idea that sells, record the beta in 30 minutes, run ads to the tiny course beta sales page. Yes, it's that simple. And of course, how to ascend those tiny course buyers into the dream high ticket customers without ever getting on the phone. Without 5K, 7K, 10K sales closed over Messenger. So again, when it comes to this, who are we speaking to? This implies to me that we're speaking with somebody who already has a service like this. So it'd be somebody like me. It'd be somebody like me that offers diagnostics, like deeper diagnostics, that offers writing robust copy, that writes long form sales pages and VSLs. That would make sense in my case. But if you're starting from nothing, you don't really know. And that's kind of a flaw, I think, of the copywriting. Now, with BizOp, you have a lot of greed. And so they might not care. A reader might gloss over this. And if I had to wager a guess, I would say that somebody who does have nothing is probably going to use something that's pre-made on the back end that this person has, that they're selling. And I know that because I've worked on similar offers to this. I've probably worked actually on a direct competitor to this offer. Well, this is the first time I'm seeing this particular offer and page and funnel. All you need is take 20 minutes to watch my training. Well, is it 20 minutes or 30 minutes, dude? Like, this is an incongruency in your copy. You said 30 minutes earlier, it's 20 minutes now. Pick one. Then implement it lightning fast. See autopilot, tiny course sales roll in to make a no-brainer. It's only $35. Great. Uh, Again, we have that same proof from above. Proof here, proof here, proof here. Super cool. You want to know a dirty secret, fellas, ladies? A lot of times, these offer owners will take somebody like an internal team member and take sales that they are making and use that as a screenshot and say it's customers as their own clients. I'm not saying that's the case here, by the way. I don't know, but I am saying I've seen it. I know people do it. In my opinion, it's a little slimy. It is slimy. I don't like it. You should, it's fine. It would be okay if you have other clients, like real clients using this method, not just you're selling your own thing. And again, I don't know if they're doing that here or not. How I'm building a relaxed 40K a month business using tiny courses, as I wrote over a year ago. So this is kind of getting into like a long form copywriting part. What you saw above was more like, hey, read this fast, consume it, get the general idea, buy in. People buy in different ways. Some people, that's all they need. And let's go back to where I was here. And other people, they want the traditional long form story. And you see that with a lot of these low ticket funnels. And it just takes you through this person's story with the idea probably that, hey, I'm just like you. Let me show you what I'm doing or what I did. After quitting my seven-figure relationship coaching business, burned out from sales calls, worried about ad budgets, clients in the morning, prospects in the afternoon, clients from hell, you know who they are. I lost all common sense. I stopped the funnel my 10K mentor told me to run. I decided I no longer want organic posts, email leads, applications, strategy sessions. I wanted buyers. I get that feeling. I do. But again, who are we speaking to here? Are we speaking to somebody who has no business experience or somebody who's already running ads or considering it, who already has an offer? And I think I would be more explicit about that in my meta ads. I wanted buyers, so I focused all my attention on selling a tiny course, which is fine, but it's like, why? Why? Why did you want buyers? Probably I wanted buyers because that buyer has already demonstrated that they're willing to spend money to change something in their life to get a result with me. And I think I would weave that. It's like I would, one thing I noticed was the difference between leads and buyers. A buyer was always somebody who spent money and spent more money. And a buyer is worth more than a lead. And then go maybe make that case. In my case, I'm more solution aware. So if I was the audience, I would know. I would know immediately. I focused all my attention on selling tiny courses, 30-minute training people were loving, completely consuming completely. The result for every 10 to 5 course sales, I was closing 1 to 5. I was closing 1 to 2 high ticket sales. The twist, without doing sales calls, I don't really like the flow, but it works. Because the courses are being profitable, $1 in ads, $2 in tiny course sales. The one-on-one clients, that's extra. And again, I think I would explain why did it land? Why did it become a high ticket sale? Why did it become a high-tech sale? It's because they consumed your process, they understood your methodology, they were able to see what you see, and they realized that, oh, if this is this good, then by having this person look at my thing or do my thing, whatever, that's a worthwhile investment. And I think for certain people, you need to make that case. This is the most peaceful and relaxed business model I've ever discovered, all because all by focusing my efforts on attracting pre-sold buyers. I think that concept of pre-sold buyers needs to be explained a little bit more. As I've said, I've cracked the code to online courses. Now I'm sharing the step-by-step repeatable formula because I come from a marriage coaching industry. I'm not another marketer coming out for your money with upsells or fixed scarcity. I really do care. And in this tiny course, you'll get everything you need to make your first sales in 24 hours. First sale in 24 hours. You know, I think I would put that in the lead. They do a good job in the lead of saying you don't need a long 12-minute module course or a 100-page book to get sales on autopilot. Just need a 20-minute screen share. So that's nice. But if somebody could start getting clients within 24 hours or start getting sales within 24 hours, a big hurdle is time in the business opportunity space, in the business space in general. And so, and that's why you see in a lot of traditional copy go from this bad thing to good thing in time. And so I think I would put that time element in there. They got to be careful though, because I think Meta will come down on them if they're too aggressive with their time claims. Okay, go back. In this tiny course, you'll get everything you need to get your first sales in 24 hours. The entire program is zero fluff and focuses on implementation. I will even give you proven tiny course ideas and sales pages from other students, which is great. You don't have to come up with things. It's removing another limitation that people might have or a concern they might have about themselves because they don't believe in themselves effectively. So you typo, my good friend, can come up with a great tiny course idea quickly at its markets. Again, we have a button here, more testimonials. So putting a testimonial or a guarantee seal underneath the button to buy something is good because it reaffirms that, hey, you're not alone, you're making the correct choice. Other people are legitimately getting results with this. The tiny course includes 3 videos, 2 checklists. Yes, it's that simple. Simplicity wins. It's not about how much you're spending. It's about the result outcome that you're getting. Why not just sell a book? A book takes time to arrive. So here's where we're kind of there's two purposes here. It's not a book. So I'm not selling you a book. I'm not selling you this thing. I'm not selling you that thing. And here are the limitations of that. So this is good for you when you're consuming my 20 to 30-minute tiny course where you will understand the concepts that you could apply right away, as opposed to just reading a 900-page book, right? And that's the philosophy that governs how your clients will make a decision. And honestly, somebody could just rip this part and put it in their own funnel. Like the person who buys this tiny course concept could put that in their own funnel. And I would not be surprised if tiny course says, once you get inside, it's like as an upsell, just take this template and run it and sell your own thing. This course is express no fluff training as everything you need. No need to get an upsell. No need to hire me for coaching. No need to join a school. Again, it's removing a lot of hesitation or objections that somebody might have, which is great. You just need, and it's just reiterating a lot of the core concepts and things that make this stand out. You just need a tiny course idea that sells, record the beta in 30 minutes. Yes, it's that simple. Again, I think this page is trying to accomplish three different things. My girlfriend just sneezed. I don't know if you heard that. That was loud as hell. It's like speaking to a person who has a business or is a service provider or offers their insight online in some way. It's speaking to somebody who wants that, and it's speaking to somebody who wants to run ads or is considering running ads. So there's kind of three things going on here, and it doesn't really tell in my opinion, a cohesive message. Again, the the KPIs, how it performs on the back end, that's what matters. And with a $35 product, it might be a low enough price point for this audience that they're like, I'll give it a shot. And that's the secret to a lot of these low ticket funnels. Yes, you do have to have the messaging, you have to have these things there, but that's the secret to a lot of these funnels. I'm just sharing with you what I might do, how I might approach it. And I could be right. The thing is, the opposite of one thing is not necessarily the wrong thing. I can be right, they can be right, but I'm sharing with you what I see and how I would approach things. Okay, that's it. We come to the end of this video. If you have any questions, please share them with me. Please comment. As I said, I'm probably going to upload this to YouTube and share it to all my socials. And I am curious to know what you took away from this and what you want to see. This is the first time I've done anything like this. So, and it was a lot of fun for me, and I enjoy this. I enjoy sharing my expertise. So please share that with me. Thank you for watching.